Do you want to be a nomad? Just think how much fun it would be. Just pack your bags and hop in your car and go live your life and be free. As I was at the car wash getting the desert sand off of my van and my trailer, and while I was doing that, this gentleman came up to me and started asking me questions. Okay, now talk about safety. Yeah, I was like, where'd you come from? Where's your vehicle? He turned out he was in the laundromat. It was in Lake Havasu City, just a little while last night, and he came up to me and started talking to me. But and it turned out that he was really a nice man. His name is Anthony. Hi, Anthony, if you're watching. This information's for you. But we were talking about building out vans and building out your own rig. And there's a lot of ways to live this life and do this without it costing you 10 or 15 or 20,000 or more to purchase a recreational vehicle. You can easily convert a van that you might have paid $2,000 or $3,000 for, that's in basically good condition, to travel across the United States. It is so easy to just put a cot inside with a mattress, put a few plastic tubs underneath for storage for your clothing, get yourself a mini 12-volt refrigerator or even just a cooler, and buy your food daily, or put some ice in there and you can keep things overnight or for 2 days in your cooler, and have a gallon of water with pump spray. You can wash your face, brush your teeth, take a quick sponge bath, whatever, until you can get to a shower. Get a Planet Fitness membership where you can shower and for $20 a month. Put a rod across the top of your van, hang up your clothes. You're good to go. Get yourself a 12-volt battery or a little Jackery. You can get a Jackery 240 right now for $199 plus tax. Buy a couple of solar panels, portable ones like the Dokio. You can get 80 watts of solar or 100 watts of solar from Dokio for $100 or so. You gotta watch for the sales. Harbor Freight. Hook it up to a 12-volt battery. Get yourself a little inverter. You can plug in your computer. You can plug in your telephone. It's not that hard. And just to try it out. Hey everybody, I'm RVRebel Girl, and I'm traveling with my sidekick Diva Danni. Come on, Diva Danni. Come on up here, Danni. Come on. Get in the camera. There she is. There she is. And we're going to Yuma, Arizona. Okay? Where are you going next? What's on your list of things to do? Have a great day.
Today and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at it all the way out there. Oh, there's a lake. It's out there. There's the lake. Yep. Lake Havasu City. Where should I go? Good morning, Rebel watchers and YouTubers. I spent the night in Lake Havasu last night. I stayed actually at the Ross Harbor Freight Dollar Tree plaza here. My hair's falling out all over the place. And that one person bothered me. I think because it's right now, it's still really not the main season. I'm just getting on my way. It's a beautiful day today. It's 82 degrees. It's not humid. One thing that I prefer about Arizona over Florida is no humidity. But then your skin is really dry. And the mountains are beautiful. I just, I love it here. I would have liked to spend more time here in Lake Havasu. I may do that on my way back. Normally I don't come here until November, but oh my gosh, it's beautiful here right now in September. You know, although most people think it's still too hot, but I don't. It's perfect for me. But then again, I like hot weather. And thanks, Happy. Yeah, I like the hot weather. Not too hot, but I like the hot weather. And gosh, it's dry. Wouldn't you like to wake up to this beautiful view every morning? Quiet mountains. Just you and nature? Seriously. So, in the summer months, if you want to escape the cold weather, the snow, the sleet, whatever, of the north or the Midwest, you can chase your favorite temperature, whether it be 70 degrees, 75 or 80 or 60, by heading either west to Arizona, Las Vegas, Southern California, or you can travel south east to Florida, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Georgia. Well, Georgia gets some snow. But anyway, Tennessee gets a little snow. But you can get out of the cold elements. And there's plenty of places that you can camp for free. And in the summertime, when it's too hot to stay in those places, you can head north to the states of Washington, or, although it was really hot there this year, Montana, Wyoming. Oh, beautiful places. Mount Rushmore, the Grand Tetons, Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, Mackinac Island, Wisconsin, Illinois even, although it's a little humid there. Or like I did this year, I went to beautiful Niagara Falls. Yes. And if the border's open, you can head over to Canada. You can go visit Maine and the Outer Banks along the East Coast. It's unbelievable how many options you have, and there are many places you can camp for free or for a minimal price. So right now I'm in Arizona, and I'm here a little early, but a lot early than most. Most people come down in November and December, January, February, something like that. It's a little bit too cool for me in January and February from my experience, but you never know. Every year is different. You can camp for, or live, I should say camp, live for $180. Yes, only $180. Many people live in their vans or in their trucks. And you can do that at what they call the LTVA, the long-term visitor area. There's like 5 of them, and I've talked about them before. So for $180, the LTVA property, dump your garbage, fill up on water, empty your tanks, and go back out into, stay for a couple of days or whatever, and then go to another area in BLM. BLM has rules that you have to move, I think it's like 25 miles away. But if you have the pass, you get to stay the whole season. That's true, yes. Where else can you live for $180 for 6 months? Yeah. That's your option for $180. Let's see what that comes out to. $180 divided by, $180 divided by 6. 6 months. That's how much a month. Do the math. And it doesn't cost that much to get there, depending on where you're coming from. I drive from the Midwest. Well, actually, I drive from all over the United States, so I could be in Florida and head to Arizona. Speaking of Florida, there are several places you can stay in Florida for no cost at all, and still get water and garbage. For example, I stayed at a place called Lake Panasofi. It's in the central or northern part of Florida, and it's awesome there. They do have a campground host, and you have to register and put your reservation online. You can stay there for 7 days, no cost. Leave for a day and then come back and stay for 7 more. 0. Yes, and they have water. They have flush toilet bathrooms, no showers, but they do have flush toilet bathrooms. And they have a pavilion, which you can rent out, but if nobody's renting it, you can use it if you're staying there. And it's not that far from Disney. And there's garbage. Yep, you can dump your garbage. Now, you have to go into town or find a place that you can go to so that you can empty your tanks. And there are other places such as that. There are places such as several casinos you can go and hook up, and they give you electric hookup for up to 3 days, no charge, if you're patronizing their business. So you can live this life and still have all the luxuries that you're used to, but in an RV or in a van or in a motorhome or in your car. I know people who live in their car. All you got to do is search it on YouTube, and there's plenty of people who want to tell you how they do it or how you should do it. Me, I like to tell you what's available. I'm going to be 67 years old, and I'm doing it, and I've been living this life for 4 years. I don't pay rent. I don't pay a mortgage. Well, my van's a mortgage. Yeah. I did recently get a new van. It's a mortgage. But the money I would have spent on paying rent or paying a mortgage, I used to travel. It pays for my gasoline and the sites that I see or the places I want to stay. There's many opportunities available for you. So, one of the questions I often get asked is, but aren't you afraid to camp out there in the middle of nowhere? I'm more afraid to get in my car and drive on a city highway. I'd be more afraid to walk down the streets of downtown Chicago, and that's where I was raised, and I'm not afraid to go there. Or New York City. More things happen to you in a city atmosphere than they do out in the open lands. But if I feel uncomfortable when I park somewhere, I just move and go somewhere else. There's plenty of options. Always have a plan B. You always have to have a plan B. So if in case the first place you choose to go camp is unavailable, or you don't feel great at staying there, you move on to the next. That's happened to me before. Or it's too noisy. You know, we got a bunch of rowdy people, and you don't want to be around that. You know, you always have the option to move because guess what? You have got wheels underneath you. Yes, I'm going through Quartzsite, Arizona. You might see the big Q over there somewhere on a mountain if my hand isn't in the way. As we come down over this little hill bridge, over there in the distance, you're going to see Rice Ranch. Right now, it is empty. This is Kewen Street. And over here to my right is where they have the big tent every year. And the LTVA is in a half a mile. People are already parked here. La Paz South and Tyson Wash. And on the other side of the street. But there's camping all along this area outside of the actual LTVA, where you're allowed to camp for 14 days at a time. Imagine waking up to this view every morning, or some of the mornings in Arizona. Fresh air, looking at the mountainside. Right now, there's hardly anybody out here. You may hear the wind a little bit. I'm sorry if you do, but it is a little breezy, which is a relief. I'm taking Danny for a little walk. This is off the beaten path, not far from Quartzsite town, or the big tent, or the gas station, or a water station, or the LTVA. Actually, this is BLM land. It is called Roadrunner. It's one of my favorite places to camp, especially right now because there's nobody here. And it's quiet and beautiful. And I'll tell you what, the Arizona skies at night are absolutely phenomenal. And the best part is it's free. Yep, absolutely free. We like camping out here. Set up our little house and feel the breeze inside our camper. Now I do have to tell you, if you have pets, you do have to watch out for coyotes. Yes, and depending on the time of year, yep, there can be snakes. Plenty of places to hike and geocache, if that's what you like to do. Oh, and did I say free? I think I did. Free, BLM land. Right down the street from the LTVA. So, you have the free camping at the BLM, which is Bureau of Land Management. You have your LTVA, your long-term visitor areas, that you pay one flat fee for the term, which is usually October to April, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think it's April. And you have so many other options for camping or living in your RV at a low price. If you want to pay a little bit, if you don't mind paying a little bit, one of those is your senior pass, if you're a senior. But you can get a America the Beautiful pass for the national parks, the National Forestry, Army Corps of Engineers, and I think it also says, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Bureau of Land Management, National Park Services, and Bureau of Reclamation. Okay, so mine is a lifetime pass. And to get the lifetime pass, you only have to be 62 years old. And it is now $80 for a lifetime. They also have a plan that I read on their website. You'll have to go there and see if it's still available. you buy one for $20 a year, and then after 5 years you automatically get the lifetime pass because you've paid the after 4 years you get the lifetime pass because you've paid your $80 discounts. You don't have to pay to get in any of the national parks with this pass. And if you're a senior, a veteran, or handicapped, your camping fees are half price in most places. So I have camped for $5 a day and had power and water hookup, or $7.50 a day and have power and water hookup. It just depends on the park you go to. You have to check into that park. Now, if you lose your lifetime pass as a senior, you will have to pay $80 to get another one, so don't lose it. Okay? Veterans get their passes for free, and so do handicapped. You just have to show them your credentials. I think it's your DD218 if you're a veteran, and your handicap sticker if you're handicapped. That's a deal. And then you have more luxuries as a RVer, if that's what you prefer. If you don't, and you're looking for more safety, which isn't necessarily more safety, but more safety, or for yourself, feeling more confident about your surroundings, that's another way to go. Let's get back on the road, head into Yuma. I'm not that far away, only about an hour and a half, and I'm a little early. I don't check in yet, so I thought maybe I would stay along the out in the desert here, but I do need to get supplies in Yuma before I park at the RV park. RV park, you ask? I thought you'd camp out in the wilderness. Well, I do. Well, let me tell you about another option that you have. Okay, so what is the other option, you ask? Okay, well, let me tell you about it. As I'm driving, I'm pulling out of this particular spot. This place here, Roadrunner, will be very crowded come November and December, January and February, and probably March. I don't know. Some people prefer to camp here and then go to the LTVA and get water and empty their trash. But remember, did you see how clean it was? Well, except for that trash bag over there, but it looks like an empty trash bag. But did you see how clean it was? People help us keep it that way so we don't lose our privileges of being able to experience this freedom to camp out in the deserts of Arizona and Utah and California, wherever, because it's called pack it in and pack it out. Whatever you bring in, you take out your trash. Don't leave it here in the desert. Don't leave it for your mother to pick it up, because your mother doesn't work here. Isn't that what they used to say? Your mama don't work here? Nope, she doesn't. And it's not the campground host's responsibility, because these hosts really aren't really, thank you, Abby, aren't hosts like you may experience in a pay-for private campground. Okay, these hosts are basically here to document your visit and to show that you can only stay 14 days or that you have a sticker, and they're here to call law enforcement if there's a problem. That's all. Okay, so back to talking about campgrounds. Campgrounds can be very pricey, especially now that the camping industry seems to be flourishing. Everybody's getting a camper because they couldn't go anywhere, they can't fly anywhere, so they're going to go out and just drive to where they need to go. Well, that's all great. It is great. But some people prefer to have the same conveniences as they did in their sticks and bricks. They don't want to mess with having solar on their camper, like I have solar, and I use my sunlight. I use the sunlight to power my RV.
3 miles. Continue straight.
Thank you, Abby. That's my GPS. It doesn't work everywhere, but right here it does. I'm getting an internet connection. But anyway, So what are your other options that make it affordable? There is another option that makes it affordable, and that is your basic, bare minimum, basic 1,000 Trails. I have a 1,000 Trails membership, and you can get a camping pass, is what they call it, for the zone that you choose to have as your camping zone. So say you live in the Midwest and you only want to camp in the Midwest, you can get a Midwest zone, which would be, you know, like Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, I think even Texas is in there, and a few of the other states, Indiana, and they each of those states may have one or two parks that is owned by 1,000 Trails, and if you buy their membership for 1 year, a 1 year membership camping pass at the rate of $615 right now, okay, you can camp in any of those campgrounds within your zone at no charge, because the $615 pays for that. You get 14 days of camping, and then you must be out of a park and not in a park for 7 days before you go back. Oh, excuse me. Thank you, everybody who said God bless you. I need it. I need all the blessing I can get. So, what do you do in those 14 days? I'll get to that in a few minutes, but let's talk more about 1,000 Trails. You can accumulate those 14 days. You can camp at one campground for 4 days, and then go to another campground for 4 days, and go to another campground for 4 days. And so therefore you can accumulate your days. And then if you get to a point where if you camp 5 days or more in one spot, then once you accumulate 14 days, you have to wait 7 days before you camp in another 1,000 Trails camping campground. If you'd like to add additional zones to your camping pass, right now their fee is only $65. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. It's $65 for another whole zone with unlimited camping. I mean, I stayed at a campground for 7 days at $65 a day. That almost pays for your membership for 1 year for your basic camping pass zone. So it's really kind of like the best deal in town. I mean, because then you got a whole year to use other campgrounds. And if you travel all over the United States, as I do, all year long, for $615 plus another $65, I can add the zone that includes Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, etc. And I can camp in their campgrounds as well. Yeah, I know. For a whole year. If you'd like more information, just go to their website, look at their map. Yeah. I mean, I heard some of you ask, did you ask? Okay, where do I go during the 7 days I can't camp? Well, you have options to go to the free camping spaces for 7 days. Someplace, a state park, a national park on your senior pass for discounted prices. Okay? Or, Boondockers Welcome. Have you heard about Boondockers Welcome and Harvest Hosts? I belong to Boondockers Welcome. I have belonged to Boondockers Welcome for over 4 years now. Over 4 years. Boondockers Welcome. You pay one flat fee for the year, and I think right now, if you're a new member, it's $50. Down below in my description, if you click that down menu, you'll see a link for Boondockers Welcome. And of course, if you do choose to purchase a year's Boondockers Welcome, I get a small commission. I think it's like $5 or something like that, but it's the main part is that you know about it. Boondockers Welcome right now is $50 a year, and you can make that up by staying at one location for just one night, because that's what it costs for a campground. The people in Boondockers Welcome are called hosts. The hosts offer their property, their backyard, their side yard, their farm, their winery, their vacant land that they have somewhere for you to boondock on. So you feel a little bit more comfortable. You get to hear all about them if you look at their profile. And they get to know about you because you have to create a profile when you belong to Boondockers Welcome. And you can, and some people, it's up to the host how long they would allow a guest to stay at their property. Some hosts will allow you to stay 5 days. So it can be anywhere from 1 day to 5 days. So if you stay somewhere for 5 days, you only have to find another place for 2 more days, and now you're out of a park for 7 days. Or if you're traveling from state to state, one state, and then you're going to go to another Thousand Trails Park in the next state, take your time traveling, and you can get those 7 days knocked out in no time. Now it is boondocking. That means on your own. You don't have no power, no water, no showers and bathrooms. You have to be in a self-contained vehicle. Okay, you have to have a toilet, you have to have a kitchen, you have a bedroom, you have to have gray tank and black tank, all that stuff. Alright? Otherwise you can't be part of Boondockers Welcome. You pack it in and you pack it out, but you're in somebody's yard or in their backyard, and you feel a little bit more safe if that's the case. I used Boondockers Welcome when I went to the Kentucky Derby. It gave me a place to leave my dog Danny safely in the RV while I went to the races. Yeah. So that works for me. You might want to buy yourself some roadside assistance. I have AAA, and I also have Good Sam, because Good Sam will come out and get you in the middle of the boondocks in no man's land, but AAA will not. They'll only come and get you on highways or roadways, streets. So many options, so many ways to do it. How to get your mail. There's a video for that. There's a video for how to have your mail transferred to you. You just got to look it up on YouTube. If you want to do this and live this lifestyle, you can't always just depend on somebody handing everything to you, giving you the information. You have to do your own research. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. You got to do a lot of work. You got to do a little work. Always have a plan B. There's nothing better than just opening your door and looking at the ocean, opening your door and looking at the mountains. It's just a great way to live.
I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind. I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.